So today we're discovering a new channel. Hey, it's Christine Grace. Welcome back to my channel. Today is another reaction video. Like the video on your way in. Let's get straight into it. So today's video was sent over to me from Chris over in the WhatsApp community. Thanks so much for the suggestion, Chris. And it's an interesting one. It's from a channel that I have never come across before. It's a channel called Bearing. They've got like well over 500,000 subscribers, so it's quite surprising I haven't heard of them. But I've literally watched the first few seconds and all I'm seeing is two bears sat around a fire with an Australian accent, which is very entertaining already. So let's check it out together.
Today we're revisiting the HMNZ Manawi Wowie. So the last update, and we actually talked about this, was on the 3rd of March, right?
Ah, she was getting charged, wasn't she?
She was getting charged. She is getting charged. She's facing court-martial. So let's rewind a bit. Lesbian Navy Captain Yvonne Gray was in charge of this ship called the Manawi Wowie or something like that. She left it on cruise control. They struck a reef off Samoa and their ship sunk.
And quite frankly, I think it was a triumph.
That is actually something of a triumph, frankly.
So yeah, all the
What?
brass in the Navy, like the minister, the defense minister and stuff, were saying, this is an absolute triumph. At least no one died. The famous words!
What?
At least nobody died.
So the purpose of this video is we actually missed some stuff, right? When this news came out that she was getting charged, so did the findings of the inquiry into the crash. And we're going to explore some parts of that today because they're funny. Now, this is a part of a trend going on in New Zealand. They had a push to like employ lots more.
Okay, sorry guys, it's not an Australian accent.
Women in the Navy.
We need more inclusion.
Yeah, that's right. So they got a bunch of chicks to drive these boats and they can't stop crashing them.
Oh, God.
So here's the Manawi Wowie sinking.
Oh, there's actual footage of it.
Yeah, there's footage of it. There was always footage of it. And here's the Manawi Wowie underwater. So this is in the reef off Samoa. It's apparently leaking oil into the reef.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Do you know what's so funny is that the same people who are asking for get women in the Navy, get women in the armed forces, we want women doing these jobs, even if they're not qualified, are the same people that scream about climate change and, oh, save our oceans, oh, save the koala bears or whatever it is that they bang on about. And yet, look what they've done.
Quite frankly, I think that's a triumph.
That is actually something of a triumph.
That is shocking. That is absolute cope. Absolute cope.
Frankly.
Yeah. So I don't know why I'm so interested in this story. I just am. You could probably pin it down to my old hobby, misogyny. But I think it's just the way that she was like insulated and protected and it was a triumph and at least nobody died, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, honestly, imagine if it was a dude. It would be, the press conference would be, we're taking this very seriously. We're going to make sure that there was no negligence. There was no intention to harm. We're going to do a thorough investigation. Never would you ever hear it was a triumph, no one died. Never!
Yeah, for the sole reason she was a chick, you could tell.
I mean, what was that story? I watched a movie about it. It was Tom Hanks, the one with the plane. Something went wrong with the plane and he landed it on the water. Even when that happened, so if you don't know the story, basically there's a plane and upon takeoff, like I think the plane, something goes wrong with it and they don't have enough fuel or whatever to get back to the runway to land. So the pilot ends up having to land the plane on the water and he lands it on this river, I think somewhere in the States. You know, the UK equivalent would be like landing it on the River Thames, and he does it successfully and no one dies, no one gets hurt. That's actually a triumph. But because he was a man, it didn't immediately get treated like that. There was a full investigation. You know, some people were calling him a hero. Other people were saying like, you know, oh, we need to investigate this. And there's this movie that basically follows his journey. But yeah, because it's a woman, it's like straight off the bat, oh, it was a triumph. So apparently we're yet to find out. Maybe there's more to it.
One who crashed into a reef by a little octopus, a friend of Dorothy. New Zealand's navy is so lame, so spastic, lame and gay, man who crashed into a reef.
So we were talking about how this Yvonne Gray, Yvonne, Yarvin, whatever the fuck, was being insulated by the brass, including our favourite chick ever, Judith Collins. Judith Jan, we could never remember her name. Janice, I don't know.
Is that the Triumph bitch?
It's the Triumph bitch, yeah.
I'm appalled to see the comments online because, New Zealanders are better than this. The deeply concerning, misogynistic narrative, the one thing that we already know.
It's just a buzzword, isn't it? Do you remember when the word misogyny, you never heard it? I feel like even 7, 8, 9 years ago, you never even heard that word. It's one of those buzzwords now.
Did not cause it is the gender of the ship's captain.
So the gender of the ship's captain did not cause this. She wanted to hammer that home.
Yeah.
I saw this interview. This was around the same time. She had this campaign to just drive home the point that it wasn't the gender of the captain.
The captain is ultimately responsible for the fate of their ship, right?
Ha!
Well, I understand so, but again, that will be what the inquiry looks at. I mean, I think
The captain is responsible for the ship and the crew and the passengers on board. Like any vehicle. If you're driving a car, it's actually a law in the UK that when you're driving a car, everything and everyone in that car is your responsibility, right? So you're driving a car, the driver is responsible. You're flying an airplane, the pilot is responsible. You are driving a ship, sailing a ship. The captain is responsible. So, car crash, who's responsible? The driver or another driver. Ship crash, ship sunk, who's responsible? The captain. Plane crash, pilot's responsible. But in this case, the inquiry will tell.
we cannot rush to judgment.
This is a perfect example of how women have never been oppressed. They are the protected class. They're literally a protected characteristic.
But what I've always, I've said this week pretty
We, not they. We. You are a female, Christine.
clearly, it's not the gender of the captain that's the issue here.
Who said anything about gender? He just said the captain is responsible.
That's not the issue here. It's not the gender. So now let's get into
You see who makes it about gender? She made it about gender. The interviewer didn't say anything about the gender of the captain.
fucking meat and potatoes of this video.
It's like, why do you keep bringing it up? Why are you constantly bringing this up? I'm starting to think it's the fucking gender.
Yeah, so I had a look into the official report. This was at the encouragement of I Malcontent. He's been covering this too, and he does really good work. You should go watch I Malcontent. But some of the things I found interesting, see, there's like a timeline of events of all the stuff that happened, right? And I just want to go through some of the juicy ones with you. So on the day at 18, 15, and 20 seconds, an alarm starts sounding. No comment on the alarm is noted in the audio recording. No further instances of the alarm sounding on the VDR will be noted in this narrative.
So no one was like, what the fuck is that alarm? Why is an alarm going?
Well, I think they already knew they were fucked, kind of thing. Yeah. So it's like your house is on fire and the smoke alarm starts going off. It's like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? 1816. Witness 2 advises witness 4. It's not really doing what I want it to do.
What?
18.
What? You know that's a woman just from the language.
16. Witness 2 again states, it's not really doing what I want it to do. 1817. Witness 4 pipes, nautical emergency, nautical emergency, nautical emergency.
3 times.
Yeah.
That is seriously a nautical emergency.
Yeah, so I think pipes means like the intercom or something like that. 1817, witness 1, who is the commanding officer, arrives on the bridge, and witness 2 reports that he has full astern and the ship is not stopping. So as I said, witness 1 is Yvonne Gray.
We are not stopping this boat.
Yeah, she's the captain. So she wasn't on the bridge in the lead up to this whole fiasco. She was like asleep or something. Who knows? She was like scissoring someone downstairs.
Yeah.
I don't
Making a TikTok, probably.
Scissor me timbers.
Yeah. 1817, witness 1, Yvonne Gray, asks, what speed have we got? Witness 2 replies, 10 knots, increasing. And I've got fucking full astern here and nothing is happening.
He's swearing now. He can't get through to the captain.
So just keep in mind, right, as we've discussed in our previous videos on this whole fucking thing, right, the whole reason they couldn't control the boat is because it was on cruise control. So they're going, oh my God, I can't do it. It's not doing what I want it to do. Why can't I slow it down? It's on cruise control.
Yeah, Yvonne, we should probably take this off cruise control.
Yeah. 1817, witness 1, Yvonne, states turn instead of going astern.
What does going astern mean?
Grinding and shaking noises heard on VDR.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so she's going, well, we can't stop, so maybe just turn.
She
know what I
likes
mean?
grinding noises.
Yeah. 1818, witness 1 calls for calm. So let's just
Wasn't witness 1 the one just losing their mind swearing?
go back a sec, right? At 1817 and 59 seconds, grinding and shaking noises are heard on the recording. And then at 1818 and 17 seconds, witness 1 calls for calm. So it took her 20 seconds, 25 seconds after the grinding and the hitting of the reef to go, all right, everyone calm down. You know what I mean?
I think if there's any time to not be calm, it's after the fucking grinding noises of hitting a reef.
1819, witness 1 says, I want you to look at the system because you understand the system. See if we can get propulsion back. So the captain didn't understand the propulsion system. Ooh. She's saying to someone else, it doesn't say who she's saying it to, but she's saying to someone else, hey, can you reverse out of this driveway for me, baby? Because I can't maneuver this fucking thing, you know? The typical chick thing. 1822, and I've put these together for a reason. Witness 1, the commanding officer states, I can see the stern swinging back round to port. And then at 1822 and 6 seconds, voice heard saying, Captain, ma'am, intention is to drop both anchors. So the captain is standing there going, everyone fucking calm down. Can you look at the system for me? Because I wouldn't have a fucking clue what's going on. And then she goes, oh my God, the stern is swinging back round to port. And someone comes into the fucking bridge and goes, listen, we're dropping the anchors.
Yeah.
Not what should we do, ma'am?
Yeah.
What should we do?
That's how you know it was a bad situation. Because the authority of the captain is nowhere to be seen.
Captain, listen, bitch. We're dropping the fucking anchors. Isn't that insane?
This is a mutiny. We're overthrowing you, Captain.
Yeah.
You clearly don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah. So at 1827, discussion about, do you want to take it out of auto now?
What?
So cruise control, right?
Oh my God, it's still on cruise control.
It's still on fucking cruise control. So
they're complaining that the ship can't stop, but yet they've still got the ship on cruise control. What?
Let's just go back for a sec. It was at 1817 that the grinding and shaking noises could be heard on the recording, right? Mm-hmm. And then at 1827,
10
minutes later, they're going, should we take it out of cruise control now?
My gosh. It's good we can laugh about it because, no one got hurt, right? But this is just crazy. I don't know how many stories like this have to come out for people to realize that DEI is a bad idea. Like a real bad idea. You know, if you're not hiring people based on their competency, then you're going to get incompetent workers. You're going to get incompetent captains. You're going to get incompetent pilots. You're going to get incompetent engineers. You're going to get incompetent drivers, whatever it is, incompetent soldiers. Imagine. This is what is going to happen, and it's just basic sense, but it shows you how much we've lost basic sense and any kind of grasp on reality in the modern Western world, that we would rather have incompetent people doing important jobs that protect our, safety, liberties, keep us all safe, keep the world go around. We would rather have potentially dangerous people working those jobs, so long as no one's feelings are hurt and everyone feels included, which isn't even about that, but I'll get into that another time, rather than have people who are actually going to keep us safe and do the job well, all because the status quo is to make everyone feel included. That is delusion. That is mental illness to put other people at risk so to keep illogical, deluded people happy. That's negligence on the part of corporations, that's negligence on the part of governments, because they are essentially sacrificing the majority of people, you know, passengers on a plane, passengers on a ship, people, the whole population, if we're talking about letting women into the army. They are sacrificing all of us for the sake of keeping the loud, angry, blue-haired feminists happy. The question is why? Why is that? What's in it for them? I don't have all the answers to that, but you can go check out Rachel Wilson. She's doing a lot right now. It's so amazing to see. She was on Joe Rogan, Jack Neal recently. I saw Elon tweet about her this morning. Like, she's blowing up, and for good cause. Her book is in my description. This isn't a sponsor. I'm not paid for any of this. Like, I literally just think it's such an amazing book, and there's so much to learn. So if you do want to know more about, like, why is the world like this? Why would governments, why would corporations favor, you know, a small group of angry feminists over the rest of us? The answers are, well, some of the answers at least are in her book. She does a lot of work talking about that. But back to the whole DEI thing. It's not even about equality because, as I say, it sacrifices a lot of people. And I'm actually working on a video at the moment discussing how this is a major issue in the UK. White people are actively discriminated against in the UK right now through things like DEI. You've got a lot of corporations right now in the UK that are explicitly saying that only people from non-white ethnic backgrounds are welcome for the job. You know, you can't say that something is in the name of equality if you're still excluding a certain group. So yeah, that's maybe not appropriate for this video because I'm making another video on it, but I just wanted to add that in there. Like, this whole DEI thing is absolutely ridiculous. There is no sense behind it, and doing something in the name of equality that actually ends up excluding people is still inequality.
Imagine getting in a crash on the freeway, right? And you just sit there for 10 minutes. Your husband rings and goes, "Hey, babe, what happened? You okay? You want me to call the tow truck?"
Yeah.
And you go, "Oh, I don't know, babe. Should I take my foot off the accelerator?"
Yeah. You got some random guy coming in saying, "Bitch, we're dropping the anchors.
Yeah.
Okay, we're fucked here."
Yeah.
Yet it's still on the cruise control.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't say that this was the captain that said this. So it's probably some other guy has said, "Listen, should we take it off fucking cruise control?"
Yeah, they're very quickly coming to the realization that they're captained by a dickhead.
Yeah, more on that later.
More on.
1827, conversation heard regarding propulsion control re-established. And it was in auto. "I didn't realise, ma'am. Cross off now." So,
I bet that's a woman as well.
whatever motherfucker's got his, like, finger on the fucking auto thing, he's gone, "Oh my God, I didn't even realise." It's probably a chick, let's face it. So,
Exactly.
So then, 1830, witness one, the commanding officer states, "We have managed to get the steering back. What I'm trying to do is get off this reef." Okay, all right, cool.
The anchor dude's like,
Yeah, that's right. They've dropped the fucking anchors, presumably. That's what they said they wanted to do.
look, it's on cruise control, all right? We're going to get off this reef one way or another.
Yeah. So keep in mind, that was at 1830. The captain's saying, "I'm trying to get it off the fucking reef." And then at 1833, 3 minutes later, witness 3 is heard stating, "Confirmed state of anchors." Mm-hmm. So she's trying to maneuver the boat off the reef, and the anchors are... It's like your wife's in the fucking... in the
The
driveway.
handbrake's on.
Trying to reverse out, and you're going, "Babe, can you just
This is just absolute chaos.
check is the handbrake on?" You know what I mean?
I don't know why you keep looking at me. I'd never fucking do this shit.
Yeah, well, look.
I've never tried to reverse with a handbrake on.
So, what do we got next? 1835. Witness 1 heard stating,
I've done that. Sometimes, you know, I was with my friend the other day. We were driving somewhere, and I've got a sunroof on my car, and the sunroof was open, and we're driving, and I'm like pulling up the windows, and I'm like, "Where is that noise coming from? Where is the wind coming from?" She looks at me, and she's like, she's like, "Oh, right, close that." We don't machinery women. It's yeah.
I've made a decision. I'm not going to call command yet. I'm going to wait 10 minutes until we have stabilized. So this is, hey, I've crashed
That is the female ego talking right there. I don't want to prove that I messed up. I don't want people to say I messed up because I'm a woman.
on the freeway. I'm really scared to tell my husband because he'll go mad. I'm just, listen, I'll get to it. I'll do it. Just give me 10 minutes to calm down.
It's the 10-minute gap again.
Yeah. So don't forget, what was it? It was like 1817, I think, that they crashed the ship.
Yeah, and 10 minutes later.
Well, this is now 1835. So this is like 18 minutes later. She's saying, okay, we've crashed. I just need to chill for a bit more and see if I can get this boat off this motherfucker. Right? 1836. Witness one heard asking, so now are we going to bring our stern back round to starboard? Are we? Response heard saying, yep. So she's going, oh my God, how do I handle this?
Is this actual footage that we're watching? Is this actual footage of what happened?
Which way should I turn the steering wheel? She doesn't have a clue what she's fucking... She's asking her staff what she should do.
I love the passive-aggressive, are we?
Yeah.
Are we finally going to do that, ma'am?
No, this is witness one asking. This is the captain asking the staff what we're going to do now.
Which way to steer?
Yeah, so should we do this now? What are we going to do? Can you look at the system for me? I don't want to call HQ yet. Oh, what should we do now? This is all a fucking
severe
disaster.
lack of balls.
It's just a disaster. 1845, communications between Section Base and HQ1 seeking priority for blanket searches. Background noise of grinding and ship lurching.
Yeah, the ship's fucked.
The ship's fucked. 1846. So what's that? 29 minutes after the crash, a mayday call is heard being made. Isn't this insane?
She's had time to register. She's calmed down. She's had her chai latte.
Yeah. 1847. Now, this is where it just gets comical.
This?
Yeah. It starts to get really funny now. 1847, witness one, the captain, is heard making amplifying pipe advising personnel are to get bottles of water, go to the toilet if they can, and get layers of clothing if able.
She's literally mum saying go to the toilet before we go on the road.
That's right, yeah. It'll be a long time before the next toilet. You better... go do wee-wees.
Oh my God. You're about to be in the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
Piss in there.
1848. So about a minute later, she pipes again. This is the captain. This isn't a great situation. However, I have faith that you all know what we need to do. We'll get in our life rafts and we'll survive this. And then we'll wait for help to arrive. Make sure that you can do what you can do to prepare yourself for getting in that life raft. If that means getting extra clothes, then you do that. All personnel are to try to get to the loo before we get in the...
Seriously? Oh my gosh. That's more dangerous. If the ship's going down, you need to get off the bloody ship, not trap yourself in a little cubicle that could very easily get locked from the pressure of water flooding in. Like, please, you don't have to have a flipping shipping degree or whatever you have to become a ship captain to know that. Also, like the lady quite rightly said, you're falling into the ocean. Like...
life raft.
Fucking loo again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love the bit that says, I have faith that you all know what you need to do.
Yeah,
because I don't.
you fucking don't.
Yeah, they had faith in you.
So just remember, this is on the background. This is on the
Women aren't leaders. Women aren't leaders.
backdrop of this Gillian Judith Collins saying, oh my God, the timing was everything. If she hadn't have acted as quickly as she did and gotten everyone off the boat, there could have been dead bodies. At least nobody died.
At least nobody died.
Quite
It's so outrageous, you can't believe it.
frankly, I think it's a triumph that nobody had to shit in the life rafts. They all went to the loo.
Yeah, but my point is the timing was fucked. She hit a reef and then like half an hour later she said, all right, we better have our piss and then get off the sinking boat. Right? So that's
So the footage that we're watching, that's not the ship.
the end of the timeline. The
Because
parts
that
I've
didn't look like it was sinking. This one does.
got. There was a couple of more interesting tidbits here.
This chick is fucking crazy.
So the report goes on to say most of the life-saving equipment operated and performed as it was designed to do. However, some of the equipment was found to be one size, which restricted movement and dexterity for those smaller in size and was found to be a hindrance.
What does that mean?
So they've obviously got like survival suits or something like that, right?
Okay.
And so, but it's all one size. So all these small motherfuckers are like drowning in these huge suits and all these big motherfuckers are like, oh, this is too tight.
What are they, fucking midgets? Is the Navy that inclusive?
Well, there's always going to be bigger people and smaller people. It's like having on the boat all your size clothes and then giving it to me, going, here, getting your survival suit.
Now I'm thinking of a boat full of midgets, fat fucks, and lesbians.
Okay. It goes on to say, bringing together and towing the life rafts was made more difficult due to the lack of obvious towing points on the life rafts. There had been no training undertaken by ship's crew to tow life rafts, which added to the overall frustration and stress of the situation.
You can imagine the women in this scenario. You know, before we've even got to the point of having to get on the life rafts, she's already losing her shit. You already know full well this was an absolute headache for all the men involved.
Right, now we touch on the qualifications of the people driving the boat. Okay, so supervision, the role of supervisor, the person who was in charge of that bridge, because remember, the captain was off scissoring or asleep or something like that. She was flipping through the Subaru catalogue, who knows?
Yes.
It says the role of supervisor was not clearly defined. However, it was commonly known to involve safety oversight of the survey task. While the supervisor had inadequate situational awareness and understanding of how the ship operated to effectively supervise the OOW, whatever that is, the supervisor had not completed all the azimuth thruster training courses and had not been platform endorsed for the ship.
Right.
But she's a woman. Inclusivity. A woman should be able to do a man's job, but she shouldn't have to be as qualified. What's it going to take for people to wake up? Do people have to die? This is why I despise feminists. Because people could have literally died on this ship and they would still say, no, we should continue with DEI. She doesn't need to have those qualifications because she's a woman and that makes her competent. Female superiority. It's disgusting.
So she was a shit thruster.
Yeah, she was a shit thruster. But that means she or he, it could have been a he, was not licensed to run the ship. But it gets worse. Witness 1 was not platform endorsed for the ship.
That's the captain.
So the captain wasn't the equivalent of being licensed in the Navy to run the ship.
What?
Yeah. The court notes she should have held a command platform endorsement, the requirements for which are set out in paragraph blah 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 of the New Zealand blah 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 blah. Right? So she just wasn't qualified. Yvonne was specifically given this fucking captain role because she was a chick. So that means that all this shit that Judith Collins is spouting, it wasn't because of the gender of the ship's captain. It absolutely was because of the gender of the ship's captain. So
Yeah, that's how she became the captain in the first place.
New Zealand Defence Force has been pushing for chicks. Just get more chicks. We need equality. We need more chicks.
Why are they all making X hands?
I don't know. It just seems hard or something.
They
Fuck
look
if I know.
like their hands are scissoring.
So yeah, that's my point. That's the point of the video. It absolutely was because of her gender. If they hadn't have been making this push for chicks, then she wouldn't have got the job unlicensed and she wouldn't have crashed the fucking ship. Game, set, match. We're done. Lesbians should not be sea captains. Visit Sugar Teach. She has a channel.
Yes, I do.
We'll catch you later. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.
See ya.
What an awesome channel. Thank you so much, Chris, for sending this over. Guys, go check out the channel. It's called Bearing, Bearing. And what a hilarious concept they've got going. I don't know if the two bears are like husband and wife or what's going on, but I am so here for it. That is very, very, very funny. But also educational. I had not heard of this story. I feel like Australia is New Zealand, wherever it is, like that side of the world. It's Western, you know, it's Western, but it's not. You know, it's so far out that we don't really hear of anything that goes on over there. Or at least I don't. I hear about what goes on in the States. Obviously, I know what goes on in Europe and in the UK. But you never hear of what's actually going on over there. Then again, you never hear about Canada either, really. You hear little bits here and there. But it's just one of those countries that you don't hear lots about. So it was good to learn, you know, what's going on over there. Turns out that it's just as much of a shit show as the UK and America when it comes to the whole DEI thing and hiring based on, you know, race, gender, all of these ridiculous things, sexuality instead of competence. It's a good thing that no one got hurt. It is by no means a triumph. In fact, it shines a bright light on the negligence of the corporations and governments that allowed for this person to be in charge of a ship in the first place. Now, yes, do I think that she should be held accountable? Abso-freaking-lutely. But I also think the people that hired her should be held accountable because they would have had to turn a lot of blind eyes to a lot of really important things for her to end up in that position in the first place. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up on your way out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to keep up to date with all of my content. And if you'd like to consider donating to the channel, you can click the links in the description at Buy Me a Coffee and paypal.com. And on that note, I will see you very soon in the next one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.